Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer and this is the Midlands to London on Transport Fever 2. In today's episode we're going to be attempting Welwyn Garden City on the East Coast Main Line because I thought it was about time we showed the East Coast Main Line some attention. We've built quite a lot, well most of the Great Western Main Line that's going to be represented on this map. Built a little bit of the West Coast Main Line, been up to the West Midlands. Now I think we should build a bit of the East Coast Main Line. Now I thought the East Coast Main Line was actually relatively straightforward, but there is actually quite a lot going on, especially around Welwyn Garden City, which looks relatively complicated. I mean, the station itself seems straightforward, but it appears there is it looks like a Class 700 depot for Thameslink services, and there is a flying junction as well, or a grade separated junction, which we're going to try and attempt to build. In the last episode we built the Reading West approach, so this is what it looks like now, all finished off. I did do a journey at the end of the video over it, but obviously you don't really get to appreciate it. The only few changes, well, have I made many changes? I made a couple. I've subscribed to this asset here which sort of builds a bridge with walls alongside it, so you get these abutments, retaining walls, which just look so much better on particular sections, especially this section here with the two grade separated flying junctions like so close together. It just looks so much more accurate, so I'm pretty pleased with that. The only thing I've kind of realised is you cannot upgrade flying junctions to electrification. You can't put electrification on them once they're built, so I am going to have to rebuild these later on. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to try and mess around. Hopefully if I can just delete the actual flying junction itself and then try and recreate correct angle, then it should be okay. But for now, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how it's looking. Actually, it was pretty tricky, but I think it's all looking rather good now. I'm pretty pleased with that. We've got the Great Western Mainline services coming through up to Didcot. I mean, Didcot at the minute is just a turnaround station. We will be building that at some stage as well. Probably will build the station again and the junction off of it as well. So yeah, it's all coming together. I've started as well detailing a little bit of the Thames as well. I've added that in. I'm not sure, well, I probably will have to put it in. I mean, it's miles away from where the Thames is over here, but I will probably build it all, or not build it all, but adjust the terrain so the Thames is there, because I'm imagining then the Great Western Main Line crosses the Thames at some place, and obviously that's going to need a bridge which matches its, well, the size of what's going on. So yeah, I think as I'm going on, things are getting more and more accurate. Reading's, particularly the road layout and the Thames and everything, is pretty accurate for one of my builds anyway. So where are we heading up next? Oh yeah, other thing is I've rebuilt King's Cross a little bit, just so in the future we are ready for the semicircular roof in the 2000s. I'm not quite sure when, but yeah, that's hopefully ready now for the roof. I'm pretty sure it is. I hope. he says. We'll just have to wait and see. But there's definitely scope for a little bit of adjustment within the tracks themselves for a little bit of movement if we need it. So yeah, that's not looking too bad. So we're heading up here, trying to orientate myself, because remember, this map isn't a north-south map, so that although that is the north up there, it's on like an angle, just kind of, well, it's more of a angle like that. If you imagine like Birmingham, London down the bottom and then Birmingham aren't kind of perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular, is that the right word? So it is just something to take into account when I'm positioning stations and things like that, basically. So what are we doing? King's Cross out. Oh no, actually we will go with an L, I think, for this, for a change. How long? 240? Not sure actually. It looks like a fairly long station with an overpass. I'm imagining possibly 12-car trains call here, Class 700s, quite possibly. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, we'll give it 240 metres long just in case. We'll just plonk that in there. Is it? Oh no, it needs to be sufficiently lined up with the East Coast Main Line, because the East Coast Main Line is, compared to like the West Coast Main Line, quite a straight run, isn't it, up towards Stevenage, which is our last station stop. So it's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to need to be in this sort of direction orientation, and then we're going to configure this station, which itself is pretty straightforward, like I said, but it's more the junctions around Welwyn Garden City which kind of piqued my interest and thought that was deserving of an episode. So what is going on there? What is that? That's a new one. Can I just delete you? Where's the I don't know what's happened there. Can I? Wow, that's a bit mad, isn't it? What's going on there? Right, let's try that again. Right, so we want track type high speed catenary, yes. Just one, and I've got to go back up here now and reorientate myself. So East Coast Main Line, Stevenage, relatively straight in between both of them, say about there, and then track configure. Why is it going mad? What's happening? Is this because I don't know why this is? Have I? Yeah, well, it helps if you're on elevated track, doesn't it? That's certainly gonna produce some elevated tracks. Yeah, let's try that again with just standard tracks. That's better. I'll have to put the catenary in later. So straightforward, 4 tracks down the middle, and then an internal error, which is fine because I'd normally be doing a platform face anyway. That's fine, hopefully. And then don't do it. Why are you doing internal errors? What's happening? Not sure why it's going a little bit funny today. See console for details. I haven't subscribed other than I've subscribed to that new abutment mod. Can't see how that would be interfering with anything. This is all very strange today. It's not having a good day, is it? Alright then. Internal error. Okay, so we'll put 2 platforms down the middle here, and then some tracks along internal error. Okie dokie. Right, let's try maybe King's Cross, because I've just literally, before I pressed the record button, I was editing the King's Cross station and that was all working fine. Unless there is a conflict between the new mod I've installed and the NL, but then the King's Cross modules shouldn't really work because they are based on the NL platforms. That's all very bizarre. Okay, let's try that. Tracks, internal error. Nope, it's not having it. Maybe, right, delete. Perhaps it's because I was playing around and I'd hit the wrong thing with the track. So let's back up here again, orientate ourselves, chuck that in there, and then back to it. Let's see. Perhaps it was because I tried the elevated tracks. I'd kind of placed them and it just, yeah, that's got to be the issue, hasn't it? The elevated tracks. Pretty sure that that's the issue. And then NL, please. Oh, good. Yeah, it must have just been those elevated tracks. I think I plopped some down, hadn't I? Which it didn't like the look of. So we've got those there, and then more tracks. It is actually quite a big station, this, and there's a lot going on as well. So we've got those there. We've got the single. Now make sure I've got this in the right direction. Yeah, so we're facing this way. That helps if you orientate yourself. I think I'll put the bypass tracks around the top here in. That's definitely 4, isn't it? And then we've got our platforms, or is it MISC? So we want some steps facing that way. Actually, I think this station's probably a little bit bigger than it ought to be. I think I might take a couple of segments off the top. It just looks too big. I know. Well, I don't know. Maybe 12-car trains don't stop here, because that's, I don't know. Not entirely sure. So we'll chuck that on there, and then we're going to have to do some. We'll do some canopies first, like so. And then I think I'll do some more steps because I just like them to look even if there aren't that many steps in real life. And then we're going to go to extended false platform. Oh no, I'm going to have to put, no, I'll put a false platform in. Good. And then a platform, and then a real platform, and then a track. No, not a track, a MISC, a set of steps. Something like that. And then I'm not sure actually if the steps the other side as well, which there appear to be. So we'll go back to the extended. We'll go, there seems to be like a weird, well, it's not weird, it just seems to be like a long passageway type thing, and then we'll put a platform in. I think you need the platform still, pretty certain you do, for the steps to work, don't you? So let's see, is that going to connect straight across, which it is. Good, happy days. And it's passenger building, and we're not putting a passenger building on, we're just putting some steps on along here and along here. Back to MISC, we'll put some benches along, why not? maybe some benches there. And what was I looking for? I was looking for the roof. Put that roof on there. Maybe this end as well. Not entirely sure. I don't know if this is public access or not, but there definitely seems to be like a connector of some description. So I'll leave that there anyway. Not entirely sure if no, I am going to build Welwyn Garden City. I'm going to have to, aren't I? Because otherwise it'll look a bit daft. Right. So the tracks. This is hopefully straightforward. So first things first. We want some plain line. I think to about, where do I want it? About here. Just keep it nice and straight. Like so. And then what have we got? We've got this track comes out a bit. So we want that track there joined into that. And then 2 switches. Oh no, we can't do that. Switch on there then. Switch there. And another one there. So far, so straightforward. And then another, where's the point? Where do I need? So it needs to be about there. So just because on the Open Rail map or on Google, actually, these look like, you know, it's all lined up nicely. So I'll have one of them, another one, like so. And then what? It's got a lot of tracks actually. There's a lot going on here. So we need this bypass track connected up. And then this track. We need another track for some reason and another one. I'm guessing this is all like stabling and stuff and marshalling for 700s. That's what I'm guessing anyway from my quick look on Google Maps. So bring that in. So I am trying to actually recreate this really accurately, relatively accurately, one of my builds. So a little bit of track. I'm not sure if these are all going to have catenary on them. I'm guessing so, maybe. Like so. So we've got pretty much every track represented there. And then this track wants to... So, can I get rid of that? Probably not is the answer to that. No. Can I just merge? Oh, I can. No, I just want it a little tiny stub and then the switch. Because this track needs to like slew off now in a different direction. But I'll do that in a minute anyway. So this, it's going to have to be about this long, I think. Give that a go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So track construction, it is an older stone colour. It is bottom tracks want to be number lower tracks 5, upper tracks 1. Something a bit like that. But this angle wants to be a lot more like that. And it's an older structure as well, and we'll have it in what tunnel height, 9 meters. I think I've been playing around with this before, so I think 9 meters is the lowest you can get away with and still have the catenary not glitching through the actual structure. So yeah, something like that. Zigzag edge type, I don't know what that is. Aligned. Oh no, zigzag. That's better. Concrete wire. No, not what track type? Just wants to be high speed tracks. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's glitched. Some of the catenary hangers are glitching through there, but I think you can just imagine that the catenaries. Ooh, look at that. The catenary is kind of attached to the roof of the structure, I guess. That, yeah, these boxes really are helpful and useful. Just makes your life so much easier. So that's all coming in together. That's fine. So we'll have 4 tracks, like. Oh no, it's 5 tracks, isn't it? Like so. So that's the 5th. So the grade separator junction comes in to alongside. Yeah, that gives you. I mean, it is a steep slope for a railway. I know that much, but having it 9 meters, it gives you so much more scope, and it makes the junction so much more compact than the full 12 meters. So that goes onto there, switch onto there, and then basically the East Coast main line runs off, and then there's just a bit of track, I think. Yep, just a bit of track that comes off there like so, and then the East Coast main line runs off, and I've got all of these. I think we've got all these in, haven't I? So we got the. I'm guessing the East Coast main line's a bit unusual. It's not like the Great Western or the West Coast main line where you've got up-down fasts and up-down slows. You've got like 2 ups and 2 downs, haven't you? I think, as far as I can tell from looking at open rail maps, and basically the way, well, it's got to be, hasn't it, with the way the station is constructed. You don't really have, you can't get away with having like up down fasts. So it's a little bit unusual, is it? Maybe, or maybe it's the Great Western and the West Coast Main Lines which are unusual in their arrangement. Just put a bit of ballast down just to get rid of the grass which is growing through the tracks. The vehicular train hasn't been down yet. Just, yeah, get some of this. I'll do that later. And then the exit is a little bit more straightforward. There is a lot going on with tracks and whatnot, but I think I might build a bit of the depot, but I don't think I'll build every single track that is, you know, the depot has. So this one again, so we want the track coming alongside, and then a switch, nice high, nope, too much curve, nice high speed switch, and then this track wants to run alongside, and then that's just like a dead end for shunting vehicles backwards and forwards, I guess. And there's a junction switch there, and then we've got these, so we've got that switch, well, that one there, and then these two basically so vehicles can move over for whatever reason. So we'll have that. Oh no, maybe not then. Construction not possible. Why not? Why is no construction possible? Am I? Oh, that's good. Nope. What's going on? Right. From here, just a nice switch, and then I think that's. Oh no, it's not. Is it? This one here. Right. So wants to come in, wants to merge in, like so. Yeah, I think that's looking accurate, I think. And then just a bit of ballast again, just to cover the grass up along there, like so, and then in the middle of the station as well. So yeah, probably I'm gonna have to build Welwyn Garden City, aren't I? Otherwise it just look a bit odd. I mean, I'm trying, I don't want to build too many towns basically, and should we? Oh no, we can't. So the only limitation with the abutments mod is basically it has to be a bridge. So you have to have a bridge generated for the abutments to be generated. So yeah, we can't have that. But if we go, just take a quick look at Google again, it does actually just look like there's grass on this embankment. So I guess we'll have a bit of grass, but the point where it reaches here, you know, I think grass at this stage is probably a little bit too much. So I think we go to assets, retaining walls, we'll put a brick wall, and I don't usually use this brick wall, do I? That's because, so we want a minus for this, it's because of those little funny things on the roof. So maybe that, 10 meters long, no, 5 meters long. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this texture of the wall either. I think we're just gonna have to go, yeah, that's the only problem really. You haven't got any kind of darker coloured concrete. It's really bright white modern concrete, isn't it? Or brick. I think we'll have to go with brick and just have to live with those turret things glitching into each other. I think it just looks a little bit better with that on there. And then I think around this side it's pretty much similar story. We'll go -9. Just have those glitching into each other a little bit. Have I got that deep enough? Nope, that's hovering in midair because I hadn't had that on -9. So let's put that in there. That's all good. Paint tools, bit of grass, and some shrubs and whatnot just in this like no man's land. And then we want to go back to the gravel. Yeah, this toolbar here is just so handy now. It just makes looking for paints and textures that much quicker. You can flick back between like concrete, outer asphalt, and then gravel, and then yeah, just quickly find the texture that you want. So get rid of the grass there, and then I think we'll do a bit of terrain smoothing along there because it does all look like it's, say, similar sort of height to each other. You know, there's not, the transitions between the heights don't look that different. I guess you can't really tell that much from Google Maps, but yeah, that's what it looks like anyway. And then I think I might actually try and match the colour of the grass along here. So yeah, that was I think that was worth kind of putting in. And then we're up to Stevenage. Might be a little bit far north than we need to be, or should be. I'm not sure if we're going to do too much more of the East Coast Main Line, but I think what I will do for now anyway is have my track in a beach. Let's just build this. I'm just going to build some track on just going to build the East Coast Main Line, and then put some trains on, possibly. So, no, that's the wrong way. M is up, isn't it? Is on my keyboard anyway. And then yeah, another. Oh, we've got lots of tracks here. I haven't finished the East Coast Main Line yet, have I? Never mind, we'll just chuck in some tracks anyway. and it means I'm going to have to put in some switches and whatnot to get this to work properly. So I need to find out when the 6 tracks turn into 4, and I think what I will do is I'll have that just as older track, just so we know that's a pull-in thingy. Pull-in? Yeah, you know, one of them. What are they called? Those things where trains are basically marshalled and left. Those places. So I don't like the way it kind of goes in there. I think what I'll do is see if I can just put in a piece of track along here, and then if I just go from there to there, that probably will look a little bit better, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't like the way it kind of follows the switch, and then there's like a little bit of crease in the track. It doesn't look that good. Oh no, gravel. That's the one. Yeah, pretty pleased with that actually. Quite happy. Slowly getting better at this thing. It's only taken me about 3 or 4 years, but slowly trying to be more accurate as each episode goes on. Obviously not always like fully accurate because of the scale and whatnot, and the station, sometimes you can't have a full size station, but as far as like the switches and the junction goes, I'm trying as best as I can within the scale, as always, to match what's there in real life. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. I will leave you with a train. I know there's not much to look around scenery wise, but get to enjoy the junction anyway, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Say until next time, bye bye.